I would like to start to ask you by asking you, how did Leah approach you, and how did you embark on this journey together?
We knew her from other projects many years ago. We knew that she has a big heart for Hong Kong. She has been living there many years with her husband. And she was called by a friend in 2019. She said, "You must come here, you must film, you must put on the camera, because when this is going to happen, what they plan, Hong Kong is kind of dead." And in this moment, she asked if we would like to accompany her in this big project. And we very soon, because they know each other before, found a commissioning editor from DOK.fest, Udo Bremer, who is a very creative, tolerant person. If you have a subject like this, go to DOK.fest, try to find Udo Bremer. He is really perfect commissioning editor, very helpful. Yeah, and she got some funding for the development, so she had some money in place, and for the artist program of Berlin, you could see this. And then we found some more money from Nord Media, also a funding, regional funding, and the DOK.fest money. The budget was small, but Corona in this case was not so bad for us, because we had all these conferences. We could follow online and take the material for no money. So we could produce this film with a very low budget.
And how did she get your attention to the topic? What interested you about it, about Hong Kong?
We are always interested in political topics, and we thought maybe it's also a little bit forgotten by us, the 2014 Umbrella Revolution. And it's a film not for Hong Kong, it's more for Europeans. We always have we are interested in looking on ourselves, our values, and our maybe hypocrisy if we say democracy will win all over the world. This is not really true anymore. And so this was the motivation to do this film with her.
Are there already questions in the audience? Do we have a mic for the audience also, maybe? Okay, the mic's being prepared. Is there a question? I'm sorry, it's really hard for us to see you, so if you have to wave. Okay, I'm going to ask another question.
Do we need this light?
Do we need the light? Can we turn the light down maybe no worries. You worked with a lot of footage and also the animation. Yes. Maybe you can talk a little bit about the animation, because it's there seem to be different sources, and it seems like many
different sources. Maybe you couldn't really hear this because the voices are so mixed. The voices from Hong Kong, these are 6 women and 1 man. So there are many people who gave us footage partly by phone, or they recorded or whatever. And of course, much footage of the people from Hong Kong who filmed. Leah, she went herself, but then she was not sure if this is maybe, this brings the people more in danger, then it helps us to make the film. So then she switched to material from the people that they gave us and where they felt safe. And also we try to, the word, I don't know if I can speak this, anonymize all the faces, because we wanted the people to stay safe and not bring them in danger. And then Leah thought, because we have this woman from the back and you don't see the faces, she thought there must be another visual dimension, and she found a woman from Hong Kong that does this animation. And the first idea was maybe it's also like a letter from Hong Kong. She tells one story, her individual story, part by part, but then it became more like Yeah, it's not really easy to explain what every picture to explain. It's a story inside the story by this Hong Kong artist. It's emerging, overlapping, disappearing, and it's sometimes there are maybe symbols that not everyone understands. I also needed some time. What is this food for what? Why the pig? And so on. But more and more I accepted that I don't understand everything, and I understood more at the end. Don't ask me for every picture what this means.
But it's just one artist, actually.
One artist. The animation is one artist, yeah. The footage, there are many people, and the voices are like 7 people. Yeah, for the television, we will do it's sad for the director, but it's better to understand an over voice version. And I know it was complicated to hear, because for Leah it was the power that the film, you feel a little bit under pressure when you have this loud music, loud noises, but this was important to her. We asked her, maybe you could switch a little bit down so that the voices are more easy to understand. No, she wanted this pressure to make it like physical. I can feel this in the last cinema. We had even more. It was louder than today, but I can feel the pressure between music and noise and voices, and I hope you still understood enough from the voices.
Any questions? All right, then I go on. What were the difficulties that you faced? Probably there were many, but maybe.
We had always feared to bring people in danger. This is the biggest difficulty. We proved everything by lawyers from Hong Kong who support the democracy movement. So every move we did, we were thinking, is this worth to risk something, because we do just a film for us, more or less, for Europe, I would say. But the people who are there, many people are in prison, many people left the country. Many are waiting if they get a lifelong sentence. This is really horrible. But we don't want to take any risk only to have a better film. So we proved everything. This was the biggest problem, to be on the safe side. I hope and I think we are.
So what you're holding here is a letter from Leah.
Yeah.
Is there something particular that you think is interesting to share?
Yeah, you asked me many things already about animation was important for her. What also was important for her, she was asked why a Bütikofer, why this politician, and she said yes, at the beginning she would like to have a woman, because she really hates it to have the director is female and the team behind her is male, and then the important faces are male. So this is why she took so many women voices from Hong Kong. It's not by accident, it's because she wanted. And in case of Bütikofer, she said it's dropped down my concept. Bütikofer is just the most important politician. Forget the party, it's not important if he is green or whatever. He is such an angry fighter for the China issue that it was clear that she had to work with him, and he is not vain at all. He was like, okay, follow me. And she said, yes, just we pretend like we are not there, like we always tell protagonists. But in many cases, they want to stage, they want to look good, and he is someone. He really forgets that there is the camera team because he doesn't care. And then he met I don't know, someone from European Parliament, and he wanted, this one wanted to talk to him and said, oh, I don't want to disturb you, you are filmed, sorry. And he said, no, I'm not filmed, just do everything like normal. And this is what we told him, behave like normal. And this was, he even was a little bit rough to the director, as she told me, but she liked that. So it's not like we put him on a throne, even though we put him on a throne a little bit. But I hope you understand why, and there are many other voices of international politicians, so he is not really alone.
We have a question.
One question. I saw the film is full of symbols and probably have to watch it 3 times to understand all of them, but this is about pig. What was actually for the symbol in the animation and the show this pig?
I don't know.
The pig in the...
Yeah. Some things I understood, for example, the food box. This I understood at the end. Because it's the Chinese argument is but 800 million people are not starving to death anymore. They have enough to eat. And the pig symbol, to be honest, this is something from the Chinese artist that I cannot explain, or I would not try to explain.
Anybody else? What I found like really interesting, I don't know if you can, it's just an observation, more an observation than a question, that it seems to be also like a generational conflict between the young generation, very well educated generation, and their parents.
This is true, yeah. They have big conflicts with their parents in the first place because the parents have fear that the kids go or get imprisoned or whatever, or beaten to death. There are dead people, and for example, sorry, it's another subject, that they, when they are on the floor and the police is kneeling on them, they say, "This is my name, this is my identity number, and I don't commit suicide." This has a reason, because there were found dead people in the sea, and the police said, "Yo, this one committed suicide. We don't know why he was dead in the sea." So this is something, there is a word, the citizen journalists, so normal people who have a press west, they film this to have them more on the safe side. Now I forgot the question.
No, it was just the observation.
The generation conflict. Yeah, many of them, like one example, they have been protesting on the Tiananmen, and now they also are happy with the conditions of life, and they maybe this is more important for them in their age than fighting on the streets. Although there was close to 1/3 of the inhabitants of Hong Kong. They have like between 7.5 million people in Hong Kong, and up to 2 million were on the streets. And maybe there are also people who are too old to go out of the house and would have been liked to be on the street. So this was really, really a big movement that is at the moment dead.
Yeah, it's really sad ending also. Did we forget anything? I'm wondering. Any more questions from the audience? Now is your chance. No?
Maybe you can tell our audience about this Filmgespräche.
Yes,
this is important.
Because tomorrow there will be a panel with Nathan Law, who you saw in the film, and Thorsten Brenner. And it will be recorded tomorrow, and then some days later you will be able to see it online, because they will go like very much in depth about all the political details, what we cannot do tonight, because we're not, we don't know.
And I'm not that kind of expert. I'm just a film producer. So it's better to listen to this talk. If you're really interested in the Chinese subject, listen to them. This is, I think, it's important. And we did the film really for us to have a look, I mean, with people from Hong Kong, but for ourselves, to look what we can do, because what we tell about values and democracy, it's all true. But how can we put our governments or our industry under pressure not to have the Dollarzeichen im Auge? How can I say this in English? Not
only look at the money.
Yeah. So this is, we are so dependent on this, and this is so brutal. We could see this in Russia with the Russian energy, and now when China says be quiet, otherwise you don't get this or this or this, or they have even a very strong army. I don't know how we react. here, Germany and Europe, and what we should do. Don't ask me this question. Yesterday someone asked me, I don't know.
Andrea, Ufer, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.